here today with at-large leaders, Cheryl Langdon-Orr, Raiche, and Maureen Hilyard, who are overseeing the implementation of the at-large review and implementation at ICANN 62. To start off, how do you think this new phase of the at-large review and implementation will benefit the internet end users and the at-large community?
Well, I'm going to jump in on that one, and maybe the girls can follow me. There's enormous opportunity as a result of these review processes for the end user, the member of the regional at-large organisation or the at-large structure, to have a stronger and clearer voice. At the moment, we keep asking for people to become involved in policy development processes and things like that. As a result of our review process and the implementation of, I think, very positive and necessary actions, we should be able to have a clear and unambiguous pathway for that sort of thing to happen. So that's just a single example, but I'm sure there's others.
I will jump in as I always
Sure.
do. I think that in terms of the policy, there are a couple of really important implementation steps. One is looking at our individual members, particularly our new members, and finding ways for them to participate, to educate them in policies itself, but also to clarify our own policy processes. Website, making the website more friendly, but also looking at our working groups, how they're formed and how they're unformed to be more effective.
I think that from my point of view, looking at it from the implementation side of things, I think one of the really important things that it's important for this particular implementation is communication. And I think that if we are looking at ways in which to improve and enhance those things that the ladies have mentioned, we are looking at enhancing the way that we have participation by our members and also the relationships that we have with other constituencies as well.
So just grabbing onto that, and I know you want to ask more questions, communication is going to be key in this implementation phase, not only for us internally within ALAC, which is only a 15-person committee, and at large, which is the wider group of representatives who are trying to act in the best interests of end users, but we also need to use this as an opportunity to communicate amongst our ICANN compatriots to the other parts of ICANN as well.
And I would say, for example, it's a policy meeting, and what it's seen is groups getting together and actually talking together about policy issues and about listening to each other participate. So all strengthening in terms of across community as well as outer community communication.
And what do you all see as kind of the greatest challenge or issue facing the at-large community and at-large advisory committee going forward?
Out of the review process?
Yes.
Well, we've made some considerable promises. The independent examiner identified a few issues, several issues which we were already aware of, and some issues which we were perhaps not as aware of as we should have been. And what we've come to at this stage with the board just at this meeting, accepting our feasibility study on how we respond to these issues and the recognition of where extra work can be done, improvements can be made. We've made a lot of promises and we have a very short amount of time and very limited volunteer time to get that done. So I think fulfilling our promises in a timely manner is going to be one of the challenges I would see.
I think training for the newbies, dealing with how you deal with more individual representation, how we make sure they're heard and included is going to be a challenge. Finding processes, changing processes to do that more effectively is going to be a really big challenge for us.
And I think too that we've got to be looking at how we actually introduce a lot of those things, because and it may mean we have been discussing a change of culture within at large.
Exactly right.
Because we have to, we're going to have to do things differently.
Yep.
And that kind of falls perfectly into the next question. What's your vision of the next phase of the at-large implementation?
Well, this is my second time round. I was leadership in the process the last time we did that. And some of the learnings from that I hope we can bring into our near future. We broke up into small groups. I'm not sure we'll want to do that again. I think the vision here, because we're talking about cultural change, is to perhaps identify, let me pick a number, 50, 60, from our wider grouping, not just the 15-person ALAC, thought leaders, and work with those thought leaders to have them as the harbingers of the change, the promoters of where we are going in our next stage of evolution for at large, and of course for ALAC, because it's that advisory committee that has that specific function within the ICANN bylaws. Ladies?
You talked about vision. I think it's having two visions of the at-large community. One is an effective intervener with effective, valuable contributions into the policy processes of ICANN, but it's also effective communication to the wider community as to what ICANN is or does, and that's a huge challenge.
Effective communication also means that we need to look at the depth in which we communicate information to, especially to our end users, to our members, so that there is greater understanding of what it is that their role is within at large. And I think that if we can get, greater engagement from our members, we'll be stronger as an organisation.
Communication, engagement, and interaction sounds like a trifecta to me.
It does. Well, thank you all very much for your time and insight, and have a wonderful ICANN 62.
Thank you.
Thank you.